trying to make sure this place is quiet. And I think you guys are just going to make some noise just because I said, please don't make any noise, right? I've started, and I'm really just hoping you guys... And I've started. No, tonight?
Yes.
Girl, no.
Yes, you're home.
No, you're not.
Yes,
You're trying to just run about the light bill.
No, I'm not.
Anyways, hi guys. It's a late night Good Guess Mondays, which means that oh, you thought I was joking. Which means that these kids are up and in the house. And at 9 o'clock, this one is planning to bake muffins. Now let me give you a perspective, right? This Monday, I got my text message bill from, when I didn't have a video, from JPS, right? The bill this month, I'm never put on a solar panel, right, was half what it was last month. Now, I'm not going to point any fingers as to which householder was to blame for this very, very high bill. But it cut in half this month. So I was having a very good day, just enjoying everything on the road, even the potholes, even the red lights, even the mad taxi man, because the bill cut in half. And I really have to credit the children for being more responsible with the light, with the heater. Can you imagine? No. Can you imagine how hot the summer is and people still in there trying with heater? The devil send them, right? So, yeah, we got it cut in half. I'm very excited. You guys would not believe what the monthly light bill in this place is. Yeah. So I'm having a good month. If there's anybody from JPS watching this, I just want to say thank you. Our efforts were not in vain, and I feel very encouraged, and we're going to do better this month. I think I'm going to try and cut this month. Based on this month, I'm really going to work towards maybe cutting it by 1/4, so 25% more. We're trying to take off from July to August. May the force be with us. What's that sign for the people in Star Wars? What's the thing that they do? Do they have a sign?
Star Wars.
What do you watch?
Anime.
I don't know what the thing is, right? That I'm saying Star Wars. May the force be with us, whatever it is. So good night and welcome to Good Guess Mondays. It's a late one because I was on the road for most of today. So I really jumped out early and literally could not find the time. But I'm not going to make the day done, and I don't do it. So thank you guys for joining us. For those who are still up with phones in hand, bless up on yourself. And I won't keep on a very long tonight because tomorrow is morning and it's a work morning. What I wanted to share with you on is, and we know the name. I thought it was a Jamaican term, right? But it's actually a term that foreign people use. I want to talk to them about this thing called frenemies. Now, we have a thing where when somebody act like them our friend, but them are really with enemy, like you're not really sure which side them fall upon, would I call them back and belly rat and two-side cutlass and hypocrite and frenemy. Them a penny, them a penny, right? Frenemies. Like, how do you deal with frenemies? And what is the purpose of them if they serve a purpose? And are they better than or worse than actual enemies? And that's a real question that research has helped to answer. There's a research from the University of Minnesota that looked at frenemies versus enemies. And I'm going to share what the research says first. And then we can, have a little discussion upon it. So the research showed, and they used police officers in the state. They used police officers who had two types of supervisors who they were reporting to, supervisors / co-workers. What they found is that police officers did worse when they had a co-worker or a supervisor who gave them good feedback and undermined them as well. So the person at the office where when you do something good and you will forget like staff for the quarter, oh my God, I'm so excited for you, you're so fantastic, yay! And I buy you one cupcake. And then next month when you try, finish the project in time and meet the deadline and you need some help, you need somebody to review something, and that person they're going to walk around and tell who you need the help from to help you. right? Is a person like I say, yes, them send off the email and them really never send it. And literally do the things that undermine you or make your work more difficult. So those are who they categorized as the frenemies, the persons who would give you support and give you positive feedback, energize you, and make you feel good today, and then tomorrow they do something to undermine you. What they found is persons who had those kinds of co-workers performed significantly worse as police officers, whether on the job or in the office, than those who were working with who they consider to be their enemies. So it is better for us to work with our enemies, like people who we know for sure do not like us. People who we know if them get an opportunity to stab us in the back, they're going to stab us. People who we know say if the tire puncher on the way out of some dangerous zone, them are going to drive right past me and help with. We work better with those people than with persons who pretend to like and support us, but they really don't. So the research tells us that frenemies are worse for you than enemies. But here is how we usually approach frenemies. If somebody is nice to you sometime, even if they mean most of the time are nice for less of the time, we are more likely to try and salvage that relationship, right? And if somebody is mean to us all the time, what we will do is decide that we don't want to be friends with them, none at all. So we seek to salvage relationships with frenemies and cut off the relationships with enemies. And that's a bad move, because you are less productive, you enjoy less peace of mind being around somebody who will flip-flop on you at any moment than if you were around somebody who you know for sure is gonna like you. You've admitted it, the two admit it, and you just go and get moving and work together. So if you're a manager in a company, do not try to remove people who don't get along, people who you know are real sworn enemies, right? Like you a cowboy and you are Indian and we never gonna get along. Instead of saying all cowboys on one team and all Indians on one team, what you have to do is to make sure that the team don't have a cowboy who's pretending to be an Indian as well. So you have to find those people who are functioning as frenemies, who seem like they're there for the team and really at every opportunity try to undermine the team and separate those persons. But don't get caught trying to pair people who like each other together and separating them from the people who don't like them. Now, both of them are difficult to manage. So it doesn't mean that working with your enemy is going to be a dream and you guys are going to constitute the dream team. That's not how it works. It's still going to be difficult. But in terms of the emotional stress and the psychological impact that it has on you not being able to trust the person, not knowing if when they give you a yes, they mean it, not knowing if they're going to show up for you, that makes it more difficult for you to settle into what you need to do and focus on the work. So for managers, be careful how you align teams. The person who is nice today and mean tomorrow, don't put them on a team that you need to be high functioning. Don't put them on a team that you're depending on to deliver productive results. Because what they will do is to significantly decrease the level of productivity on that team, because frenemies are worse for teams than flat out enemies. But I'm going to talk about it in a real life now, like if you have a frenemy versus having an enemy. Whether it's a girlfriend where you link up with the one on a sit down and talk on a Saturday and have drinks, and in that group of girlfriends or that group of male friends, there's a frenemy and there's an enemy for you, right? And maybe that enemy, you and them will never speak or will never get along, but them a friend with one of your friend. Or your frenemy again is somebody where sometimes you and them don't really get along, show you stand with them, but they're very good friends with another person in your circle. Weed out the frenemy first. Wherever the frenemy they don't go. Because the same that happens in the workplace for frenemies on teams is the same thing that happens for frenemies in social and personal relationships. You have to know where you stand with people. And it is better to know that somebody does not like, will not support, will never see eye to eye with you, than to be among somebody who you're not sure if a wolf in a sheep clothing. Now, there's a joke that people run all the time, especially when they talk about politicians, that when And walk on and kill one another over politics. And them sit on a bar on Friday night and drink. And them got each other house go play domino. And them got them one another picnic wedding. And them got same school and all of those things. As if to say that politicians are taking people for fools because they're friends and want you all to be enemies. Politicians know that if I'm over here on side PNP and I am friends with somebody over here on JLP, I'm very clear that we do not see eye to eye on this particular thing. So when we go in a parliament, we know how we're going to function with each other. When it's time for the campaign trail, we know how we're going to function with each other. But when it's time to have a drink, we can let our guards down because we're very clear about the points where we will never agree and we not try pretend like say we like each other politics. Me not like your politics, you don't like my politics. We establish that. And in the political space, we work according to the lines that we draw for ourselves. But in the personal space, understanding where the battle lines are drawn, you can sit down and have a drink and play domino and laugh over one cartoon or what happened at your child's school earlier in the day or in the week. That's why they're able to do that. Because they're very clear on what their enemy is about. Why me not like you and why me not work together is because of this belief on policy, this belief on governance, this belief on designing the economy. But when we not talk about politics and governance and the economy, we can go chill. That is why they're able to have those kinds of relationships. While Patsy down the lane a quarrel with June, because they're not very clear on what the lines are that we draw for ourselves and why it is I say X and you say Y. And so it's difficult for us to even forge friendships external to our political dissonance. So when you have friends in your circle who are frenemies, I'm advising you to take them out. Because here's what we tend to do. We're busy trying to convert the frenemy into a friend, not accepting the fact that the frenemy is not intending to be a friend or an enemy to you. Whatever suits them in the moment is exactly what they will be. And so you will never be able to trust them, even if for 6 months they might tell you say they're a friend. The disposition of that person is that at month 7, they can quickly become your enemy and not feel no way about it. Because they have no commitment to you. The other thing is, when you have an enemy who you're very clear on, you know so they don't like you. And this is something that has happened to me. People who never like me in high school, I'm saying never like me, them never like me, right? If lunchtime I run out and I need one skip to buy a quick bun and cheese, me I go back to my class hungry because them nah let me in the line. Yes, if I'm out a road and in a one fight with somebody and I get beat up and we in the same uniform, them I walk past me because they don't like me. I am sure that they never like me. But here's what happens. Over time, you're more likely to convert an enemy into a friend. You're less likely to convert a frenemy into a friend because they've already decided that they're not trying to commit to any kind of emotion with you. If liking you today works for them, them like you today. If don't like you today work for them, them don't like you today. They're fine with that. The enemy, however, has to decide very clearly, say they're not liking and like it for these reasons. And when those reasons no longer make sense or you give them other reasons to like you, it is more likely that they will convert themselves into the space of a friend than your frenemy would. And here is why. Yes, when people who are enemies change their minds about you, it is very unlikely that they're going to change their mind a second time. Because it took a lot of work to override those negative thoughts that they had about who you were to move from a space of me not like you and we're enemy to alright, me like you. Once they have changed their mind one time, they're not change their mind again. And so, in my experience, the people who hardcore never liked me, and some of them I didn't even know that they didn't like me, right? We were in different grades, different classes, probably never even met and had a conversation. But today they will come to me and tell me, like somebody did come to me once, very recently actually, and tell me that, boy, when you in high school, I couldn't stand you. I really never like you. And then after me see at high school, I come at you left you and then Babs, you come at you with you and then Lady in the same faculty with me and then Jesus Christ, you go run for social rep and them something there. And they just said, Sierra come all over again with her enough self, I can't stand her, where she go? And then over time that person changed their minds about me. And what science says is that they're unlikely to change their mind again. You know what I mean? It's impossible, right? If me don't smart for them a road and driveway. Of course, them can dislike me again. But in terms of changing their mind about who they think I am, it is less likely that they're going to change their mind a second time. So what you want to do is to work harder on your enemies and converting them into friends if you see that those relationships could be beneficial, than to try and work on your frenemies, because those temperatures fluctuate so rapidly and extremely that there's no measuring when they have committed to you. Because again, they have no interest in showing loyalty, either to dislike you or to like you. They don't care that much about you to decide how they feel about you, right? So you work better with enemies, one, that's what the research says. But in terms of converting one into a friend, you're likely to be more successful converting an enemy to a friend. And then after you've converted them, it is more likely that they will stay a friend, because they're not going to change their mind about you a second time. It takes a lot to override those negative thoughts in the first place, to see you as not bad, then good, for them to change their mind about you again and say, all right, them bad or good, them bad. So that is where the science falls currently on the issue of frenemies and enemies. So again, if you feel like you have somebody in your life where you move like a frenemy, I better you cut them off. If you have to choose between the frenemy and the enemy, choose the enemy, because you will always know where they stand with you. And should they ever change their mind from me no like you and can't stand you to me like you, they are likely to become some of your strongest advocates. And this is the last part I want to share with you. How and why they become your strongest advocates. It's because they never like you in the first place. And so when them get up in our room and say, no, me like Jane, and somebody say, you like Jane, you couldn't stand Jane from when? You say, yeah, I never liked Jane before, you know. But me and Jane meet, or me and Jane did work on a project, and I realized that Jane not as bad as me think Jane is. The crowd is more likely to believe that person who was once your enemy. Because the crowd knows that the person never like you. So if them attack now say them like you, and most something good Jane do, make she like Jane now, because that the one day used to eat Jane like poison. So your enemies who become friends, as I said before, are likely to stay friends because they don't want to change their mind about you again. But additionally, they become your biggest and strongest, most convincing advocates, because people know that they never like you. And if them can change their mind about you, that means that there's something that people might have missed, and can, look again and say, all right, Patsy never liked Jane. So if Patsy liked Jane, now Jane must have gone with some better things. It happens, and you'll see it happen like with artists. Like, there are people who I know who never like Beyonce. Just use that as an example. They never like Beyonce. Could stand Beyonce. Not Beyonce do never write. Poo-poo Beyonce. No Beyonce. And then one day them come and say, boy, the album from Beyonce did body. Where's that? Yeah, here is it. Yeah, me hear the Beyonce album, and I tell you, I always say she not have it now, but it look like she find it this time. You see, all if you don't hear the Beyonce album yet, you trust the opinion that the album must good, because that one day who never like Beyonce, I say she bad. You know that Beyonce bad. So you will have those experiences already when it comes on to music. And I use that as a simple example because you can pull on that a little more quickly than maybe finding an example of a person to align these principles with. So yeah, persons who never used to like you before become your best advocates when them decide to them gonna like you, and tell people so them change their mind and like you now. Because it takes a lot for people to override and change their minds about others. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you for Good Gas Mondays this week. As I said, it's late and Akira is really committed to baking. Are you really baking?
Yes.
Mrs. Must say about the light bill. No sir. Me a girl that got turn it off because at this hour of the night she want muffin.
Do you want muffin too?
You know, I just have no comment. None. I'm speechless.
So good. She bakes. Okay.
I'm speechless. Suppose a person is your friend and you found out that they dislike you. What do? Cut them off. That's a friend of me. That's a friend of me, because in your face them a friend and then behind your back them is not your friend, right? Cut them off. Because what will happen is you will think you have a friend and even start to confide in them. And then when them enemy mode take them go talk your business with who them have to talk it with. Because you refuse to believe that this person was really a frenemy. And remember, a frenemy is less loyal to you than an enemy. If an enemy said them are going to do something, no say it's very likely so them are going to do it, right? Maybe not to benefit you, it probably benefit the enemy, but it is less likely that an enemy will betray your trust, because you're not going to give them the trust to begin with. Is your frenemy going to betray you, right? Yes, yes, yes. That's exactly it. I just said it, and then I saw Kemisha's comment. Trust is too important to be giving it to frenemies. And that's what happens when they come in the friend court. You're going to say, all right, person changed. It look like, say, the prayer, I'm going to pray for them work. And then you tell them something, and the enemy court put on 2 months from now, and you didn't see it coming. So, again, you know clearly where you stand with enemies. You know what not to tell them. You know what not to show them. You know where not to go with them. You know how much money you have to lend them, because they're enemies. And when an enemy, somebody who you know really don't like you, converts themselves into a friend, you can really stop and look at them and say, hold on, something must have happened here, because this person would have never spoken positively of me to that person. This person would have never given me a recommendation for a job. How them do it? This person would have never sent me happy birthday or condolences or congratulations. What happened? You can stop to revise those relationships and decide if you want to salvage and turn that former enemy, or maybe still enemy, into a friend or potential friend. But don't waste your emotions on frenemies. Let me see if I see any questions. I bought my house and from I showed my friend him don't speak to me again. What do you think? What you think, right? What do you think? Them not even bring your housewarming gift. That's not nice. That is not nice, right? Yeah. People are afraid to cut off others, and that's why they endure. Because remember, sometimes you would have shared confidential things with a frenemy already and don't want to cut it off because, maybe keeping them as a frenemy, maybe one day they will decide to just be a friend. And whether you cut it off or not, they're going to be who they're going to be. They already know what they know. And if you're going to betray your confidence, it don't matter if you keep them as friends or not. Who they are is who they are. So whether you stay nice to them or sever the relationship, whatever they were going to do, they are going to do. Because that is who they are and who they decided to be. Oh, Kimberly says she's been dealing with some of these people and been thinking about how to deal with it. You're welcome, Kimberly. As I say, I'm just sharing, interestingly, what the research found. And I couldn't have imagined that people studied frenemies. It's amazing what sociologists are looking at these days. But again, it's a matter of healthy relationships, knowing which ones are beneficial, knowing which ones you will have to sever if you're going to enjoy any peace of mind at all. And unfortunately, sometimes we have better peace of mind with enemies than we do with frenemies. All right. Looking for questions. Some weeks I miss them, So I want to spend a little bit looking at them here. Then you have those persons who don't like you, but then they see who you are associated with, and then they try to get to like you. Yeah, those are opportunists. You have to know them, right? I know my opportunists. I know the ones who all of a sudden I'm important to talk to only because of who I know and the circle I'm in and who I'm associated with, or who might know me, or who might see them with me. So even those things I'm aware of. And it don't mean I'll never talk to them and we won't ever go to have drinks. But again, I'm not going to have those personal heart-to-heart conversations, okay? But not going to do it because I'm not sure what you're really here for. Or maybe I am sure, and that's enough for me to just leave it alone. I'm going to go back down to the bottom and see if any new ones came in. That's funny. Jupiter says they're user-friendly. I like that one. They're user-friendly. Is that question? Oh, I just saw your question. Tanil, I hope I got it right. Tanil. Yes, I do speaking locally, and it mixes. I mean, it can either be about politics or personal development. So it really depends. But I do both. Yes, somebody just mentioned how frenemies will try to break down your personal relationships, like tell you things about your partner so you will feel like you have to leave them. Oh, share. And somebody else asked me about my book. My book launches in August. This is why I'm up at the hour that I'm up. I really should be in bed. But I'm reviewing the budget. The final edit just came in. And then we're wrapping up the collateral, the promotional collateral. So that by August, by about mid-August, you should be seeing more about the book. Yes. I can't say the name. It's part of the big reveal, guys. You can't make me mash up my own little unveiling on Instagram Live and bust the secrets. But, yeah, it's a good book. Why are you in an apron? It's a ready-made muffin that you're making. Eh? You pour the powder and throw in the egg.
And water.
Madam. Miss Lady in an apron. I can't bother. It's very serious at 10 o'clock in the night. I cannot bother. Sure. Oh, I don't know. Fabulous Fabs. They were actually in Mandeville. Was it earlier this year? I feel like I'm losing track of time, but I remember attending their Mandeville event. I don't know when they're coming back, if that's what you're asking, but they did come to Mandeville at some point. What if your friend doesn't talk behind your back but is selfish to you? Are they a frenemy? No, Andre, I wouldn't say that. It could be that you don't have a sharing friend. Yes. People express their compassion in different ways, and people express love in different ways. There's some people who give as a token of their appreciation for you and the friendship. And then there's some people who, remember, I know we all come from something, right? Maybe them grow up in a household where everything them have to share, and know that they're adults, they don't share things with anybody because they feel like, they were deprived as children. Maybe they grew up as single, with no siblings, and so they have no experience sharing anything, and everything is always man, and you need to go find for yourself. And then it could be too that they used to be sharing and somebody kind of used it against them and betrayed them in a particular way. But I wouldn't use that as a basis to judge the friendship. For me, and remember, friends show up for friends in different ways. A friend is a verb, so there must be things that are done in the life of the friendship that tell you that I have this person's support. This person is here for me when I need them. This person I can confide in and know that they will hold my story in good confidence and not share that with people who I don't consent to my story being shared with. So even if they never give you a gift, even if them have money when you ask them for, them always say no. If there are other ways that they show up for you and show respect for you and your needs, then appreciate that, because not everybody's the same kind of friend. Especially if you're a giving friend and you realize that you have a friend when not give, it will be frustrating. But you have to just make those things clear. Just be honest and say, listen, me's a friend will always share. If I want me have, you get half. If I have, I cut that and you get the other quarter. Whatever it is, I share, and it makes me uncomfortable that you never are willing to share something with me. What's up with that? And let them tell you. They might not even realize it. So sometimes you test the friendship too with the ability you have to be honest about how the friendship is not meeting your needs and how your friend makes you uncomfortable and how your friend disappoints you. Let them know so they'll have an opportunity to do better, because you can't take it for granted that people reading your mind and know exactly what you need from them. Some people just mean that they make you win none. Yes, I agree with you on that one. Society uses the word friends a little bit too often, and that's really to be blamed from Facebook. I think it's Facebook started. Like, everybody who see you or you see them, they're categorized as a friend, And then we started talking about how many friends we have on Facebook, and I have all these friends, and I have all these friends, and I have all these friends, and I have all these friends. But even outside of social media, we too haven't decided as individuals what friendship means to us and who a friend has to be to us and what kind of friend we will be to other people. It's just who me talk to often, you know, who me like hang around with, who me go to the mall with on a Saturday. If I 30 people, the 30 of them are my friends. So we have to be a little more deliberate, and that comes with age. As you go through the rounds and you exit high school and college and the workspace, you're able to now drill down to see which relationships are meaningful and which ones are superficial. And then you get to be a little more judicious when you use that word, friend. Yeah? But is each man for himself in that arena. You have to know what you want from friends, but also what you're going to give to qualify yourself as a friend. Yeah? Do you think that sometimes because of past hurts, persons tend to close up? Yeah, it happens. And I know people like that. I do. And you have to just give them time to heal, because there's some elements of healing, some layers to be healed that you will never see, and as a stranger you will really never understand. So you can't even try to give them the advice. Just be there when they need a shoulder to lean on, and listen. You know, listening is such a powerful tool for healing. We underestimate the value of just stopping and letting the person talk and making eye contact and nodding and you know, acknowledging what they're saying and asking a question to clarify what you heard, and you know, so how did that make you feel and what are you going through and how are you handling that. Just listening, letting them tell their story. That is healing. That is healing. But people tell them stories, somebody have to listen. Does discussing an issue about a friend with someone... Oop. Wait on. Does discussing an issue about a friend with someone else, venting about something they do... Oh, I don't know if you finished writing it, Mona, but it kind of cut off. Sorry. Okay, I just saw something about a negative comment. I missed it. I'm literally looking for the things that have a question sign so I can answer the question. But if there's somebody on here watching who is mad at me for something, I hope I never bad drive you. You know, that can irritate me too. I'll be mad for days, weeks even, from one bad drive. So I hope I never bad drive you. I don't skip people in lines. I know I never skip you. So, but I hope I never bad drive you. Me and no. Okay, I don't understand that one. Oh, thank you. I saw congratulations. Thank you. For anybody who sent me congratulations and I never said thank you. Thank you very much. Like I said, I was looking for the ones with the question marks. Past interactions with frenemies can hinder making new friends. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you see the kind of poison that frenemies can cause to your emotional well and really interfere with your ability to move on into other relationships. Enemies have never stopped me from brokering new friendships. You know, so that person, that enemy, them not your benchmark for people. Right? If the enemy chat you, you're not going to walk on and say, Lord, people evenly look at them and chat me. If your friend chat you, that is when you start to distrust people. So, as I said earlier, frenemies do more harm than good, especially in your emotional space. Be the friend that you want to attract. Island Princess Monique, absolutely. It is a two-way street. What I find is people have categories of friends, like the party friend who is never there when they're going through their darkest moments, but these are the friends they highlight on social media. What was that phrase? The person who shared the phrase again? User friendly. Yeah, maybe those friends qualify as the glam squad, you know, the ever chic, on fleek, social media ready faces that help them to generate social capital. So you have to also, and you're right, you know, there are different categories of friends. I don't know that the person that you only pose with is a friend, but maybe they're providing something that you find missing. So they're serving you as a friend, who knows? But as I say, it's each person have to decide what they want from their friendships and what they're willing to give to their friendships. It takes work like any other relationship that is long term. It takes effort. If you're passing a say for 3 years, no, so when you see the past, it got awkward, like what you did there. You understand? Or you just come back. What? It's the same thing. You can't say you have a friend who you're not connecting with for long periods of time. Them not see you when they're supposed to see you. The basis of the relationship is only when things nice and things happy. Them I kind of wonder, like, who are you? And I've had people like that who I considered friends, and then I realized that I don't know them. I don't know them. Like if somebody give me one questionnaire upon them and say, what is so and so favorite color? What foods does so and so like to eat? What would this person never drink? What is them favorite fragrance? I don't know. So what me I talk about all this time? That's got to tell them over them? No. I've had people like that who we just have to say, If I see, we have a drink. Right? If I see, we take a picture. But I can't invest emotionally in this thing because look how long me and you roll. I may not even know. You understand? I don't know. If your birthday I keep, I wouldn't know what to buy you. I wouldn't know. So you have to learn to compartmentalize those relationships and decide which ones are friendships and which ones are social associations that you enjoy, but you know you're not going to invest a lot emotionally in there. Anna Marie, what is the source of your confidence? You know, it's experience. It's really experience. I can't tell you that there was a one thing that happened that made me, I'm here for life and all the crap that comes with it. It's experience. You realize after a time that the things that you used to allow to bother you and the people that you used to allow to influence you, at the end of the day, it counts for naught. You are ultimately responsible for who you are and the quality of life that you're going to live. So I just believe that me can defend the quality of life that I want to live, and I believe that I have the power to do it. I believe that's my responsibility to do it, and because I have confidence in my ability to do it, I'm just confident. But it's not that I don't have, insecurities and moments of doubt and fears that I battle with. But even when I see those coming, I look at them on my confidence lens and I say I can handle it. I'm not going to be the first person to handle this challenge, and I will not be the person who dies from it. So bring it on, right? And one of the things I have to keep reminding myself is that I'm not unique when it comes on to stress and pressure, right? There is no single stress where me alone in the world ever go through it. It happens to all people of all races and all genders. So who is me for things that never happened to me? It happened. What am I going to do about it? And so far, I think I've gotten it right more than I've gotten it wrong. So that practice over time and the track record of getting it right more than I get it wrong helps me to maintain the kind of confidence in myself that I'll get it. Even if right now I not get it, if I keep at it, I'll solve the problem. Is it bad to not have a friend? Yes, Kennedy. I did a broadcast on this one. I did a podcast, on this one on how important it is. It is literally a matter of life and death. The podcast that I had put up was last week, but I think I had done a follow-up posting this week. What I'll do is update the link in my bio so you can click it and listen to that one. But for like a quick synopsis of it, we looked at one, how friendships and a lack thereof affect your quality of life. So again, this is what research found. So people watched over a period of years different groups of persons who had friends and didn't have friends, and what they found is that persons who had loose social connections now, which means they are not friend with nobody, everybody you associating, your parents, your dads, those persons with loose social connections lived shorter lives. And those who had strong social ties, that means they had at least one person they can look on and say, I'm a friend that in times of need, I have that somebody there by my side. Those persons lived up to 3 times longer than those who did not have friends. So it's very, very important. Human beings are social creatures, and we only have gotten to this level of development because we cooperate with other humans. So people need people. But even as you associate with people, you need to be able to form deeper bonds with human beings. So you can be vulnerable, so you can bawl, so you can be honest, so you can say you're afraid of something. And so you can show up for other people as a friend. it affirms our humanity. You know, when we're able to do something good for somebody else, it affirms our humanity. That's why we like see them little thing up on YouTube when the little baby help the other little baby do something, or some big strong man lifts the old lady across the street. We like to watch examples and also receive those examples of people caring deeply enough about us. And that care circuitry happens inside friendships. Remember, you can't get nothing from them. Yeah, your friend not got married, when you not have an intimate relationship. It's just, I care about you and I'm doing this for you. And there's nothing I'm going to get after it, right? You don't have my baby because I'm nice to you. That's not how it works biologically, girl. I just got your back. Can someone be their own friend? Well, not from what I saw. Not from... No, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be friendly with yourself and be kind and compassionate to you. But there are some things that you need somebody else to say to you for life to make a little more sense. There are some things that you need somebody else to do for you to help you out when you're in a jam. And then there are times when you really need to confide in somebody. Like, there's something that you're going through and you probably don't even need no advice, but you want to load it off on somebody who you can trust. So if you need advice, give you good advice. And if you don't need an advice, you just want an ear, you just want two eye look pan you and nod so. And be sure and secure that it now left the confines of that conversation. That's what we need sometimes as human beings. So here's what I'm going to do just to follow up on this friendship conversation. I'm going to drop the link inside the bio, link in my bio for that friendship episode. So you can listen to what some of the research has unveiled over the years. And they've been studying friendships from as early as 1940. They've been looking at friendships. So a long time they measure the impact of friendships on the quality and length of life. And so far the science says if we're going to live well and live long, we need friends. We don't just need people, you know. We need friends that we can trust. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Give thanks for the vibes and the positive vibration that I get from you guys every week. Thank you. My nails are from Polished. They're actually not mine, but I told her I wanted them to look natural, so it could encourage me. Yeah, I do. Yeah, sign out. You have a closing remark? You know this is gonna be saved, right? So people will be able to watch this tomorrow. Do you know if your friends follow me? I think your teachers follow me. How will they ever take you seriously? What are you doing? This is what happens when them don't have a bedtime in the summer. Girl, your muffin a bun up.
It done. No.
Alright, folks. Good night. Happy Monday and have a great week. Love and blessings. Thank you all so much. Bye.